So the idea of starting VIM and Vigor in 2012 was completely terrifying for me. I had a job and a career that I was good at and I liked, and I had worked so hard to build. And I was really torn because at the same time I had this idea of VIM and Vigor, and I was so passionate about wanting to bring this product and this company out into the market. But the idea that I was going to have to abandon something that I worked so hard to build, that I really enjoyed, and something that I knew, into this complete unknown was a huge leap of faith, and frankly terrifying. And so the way I did it for myself, and this is me personally, everyone has their own journey, is I created several points of no return for myself to ensure that I would actually start this business. So my first point of no return that I created for myself was I took a long weekend trip to Taiwan to visit my manufacturer. And keep in mind that I had been rejected by about 15 manufacturers in the United States. Either they didn't have the capabilities, they didn't have the technology, or they just didn't want to work with me because they didn't know who I was. And so when I finally found a manufacturer that I felt had the capabilities, the first thing I did was I flew out for a long weekend to visit this manufacturer from a Friday to a Monday. It was kind of crazy. So my second point of no return that I created to myself is I knew I needed to get an experience in the apparel industry and manufacturing and all of that. And so the first thing I did was I actually booked to attend a trade show as an exhibitor, not as an attendee. I committed myself to going to a trade show, even though I didn't have any products at the time when I booked the show, to attend as a brand, as a company, as VIM and Vigor. And the show was going to start in January, late January. And I had been working with our manufacturers to really perfect the samples, get it to the way that I liked it with the fit and the designs and all of that. And luckily in the 11th hour, literally the week before the trade show, we finally had samples that I felt confident to be able to show to potential buyers. And then I would say the third point of no return was actually buying the product. I went big. I decided to buy 10,000 units. I had multiple designs when I first launched. And the first thing that went through my mind was, well, socks are non-perishable. So if it takes me 5 to 10 years to sell these 10,000 pairs, at least they're not going to go bad. And so that was what went through my head. And so I put a deposit down, bought 10,000 pairs of socks, and was able to sell them in 4 months, which was crazy.